opening round of the postseason for the Truck Series, as we are going to get... What a race that this should be as we go night racing here in this one. We'll get to see just how things will go here. Qualified 19th, this will be the final race of the season in the Truck Series, in which I will use the steering wheel, so this will be a fun one. Corbin Forrester, he's going to have a decent truck for this race. Austin Wayne Self, probably not. Pole sitter for this one is Matt Crafton. He is on the bubble coming into this one. He is minus 7 points with the final spot of Tyler Dipple at plus 7 following the road course race at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Here we are at Las Vegas, race 3 of the postseason. Green flag in the air. Who will make the round of 6?
Careful.
We are the only truck. We are the only ones locked into the round of 6. We won the first 2 races of the playoffs so far. We'll see if we can start 3-0 in the postseason and get a first round sweep.
Car high, careful.
Finished 3rd in Vegas earlier in the season. On the 3rd race of the year in the regular season, we'll see if we can get the win here tonight. First of 2 races of the doubleheader, as we will run the Talladega race here in the Truck Series up next as well. Very tight, 4 wide, already on the second lap of the race. Scoop brings it up against the wall, but he did not hit it. What a move he and I made, splitting both of the trucks in front of us and coming out side by side now as we roll into 3 and 4.
Careful, still there.
Freezing flying on the outside of the racetrack as I'm kind of stuck in behind these trucks on the bottom right now. Just trying to run a line right now. I think we'll move up to the top when we can as soon as a little contact from the 3rd truck and Dylan. An aggressive move here in the playoffs, so you see that ever so much. Now to the outside of Johnny Sauter. Sauter did not make the playoffs, but you can assume finishing 2nd in the first race and 3rd in the 2nd race in the playoffs, so he would have likely made the next round on points. Really good finish again today, but coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Stay high up here.
Is just a huge factor in this sport, no matter what series it is. What a move to split up the gap right up the middle, 3 wide there as we got a little loose off the turn 2. Harrison Burton is now taking over the race lead. We are quickly up to the 9th position. I felt like we could have had a little bit better of a qualifying lap. The turns 1 and 2 in qualifying just got a little loose on the entrance, had to get out of the gas a little more on the top side of the racetrack. Did not practice at all for this race and likely won't practice the rest of the season as we kind of kissed the wall there. I'm down to the bottom of the block. Or we go back up to the top side of the track once again. Just a matter of trying to get this cornering down. Took it in a little too deep there.
Inside.
And that little Spencer boy to get to the inside. He gets a little sideways and somehow we stayed off of each other. These last 2 laps were just not ran quickly by me despite getting into the 9th position. Gotta start running the outside a little bit better than what we have. Last couple laps if we're gonna want to stay up here. As the door oval shuts there with Spencer Boyd seemingly about ready to get in the way. We'll jump back down to the bottom to try and block him, at least for the time being. And here he comes again. He's going to have nowhere to go this time. We'll have to get out of the gas as we try to pull the way through the trioval. Blake Greenfield will now try to make a move to the outside of him as we brush the wall. Greenfield going to get on by, and now Tyler Ankrum as well. With 3 wide in the heat coming off the turn 2.
Got a car coming inside now.
Starts to feel so much more comfortable in turns 3 and 4 than what it does in turns 1 and 2. I'm sure we could try and get it going here eventually. Of course, it's not. Haven't used it since the Kansas race. back in what was only the 6th race of the season in the Truck Series, so it has been a while. This is race number 19. Now the 5 truck there, Dylan Lupton trying to get on by. He slides up in front of us. We're going to try a crossover move as we're going to get back to the inside of him, carrying a 10 of speed down the backstretch. Just a little too tight on the bottom of the track right now. It's supposed to be a 200-mile race, 134 laps on this mile-and-a-half racetrack here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The first of 2 races in the playoffs on mile-and-a-half racetracks in the Truck Series. Truck just doesn't seem that fast compared to where it was earlier in the season. Some of that might be the driving style right now compared to when we raced here earlier in the year. Wow, amazing how close we were to the wall that time. 1 and 2, really had to trust it. It's going to not allow Aikman to get around us here.
Inside, call clear.
Felt a little bit more comfortable in my qualifying lap as well, despite qualifying worse in the position I'm running in right now. The truck just feels way too tight. And it might just have to do with the amount of grip running in nighttime versus qualifying in the day. You just have to see how the longer run goes, but I think there's going to be a good likelihood that we're going to loosen this truck up under the first set of pit stops on this one. At this point, just going for the win in the 5 playoff points because we are already locked into the next round. Got a great battle going on for 11th right here with Tyler Anker. Only 13 laps into this race. Back down to the bottom once again here, trying to slide up in front of him here. And it's going to work, so we're going to get back around Anker now. 4th position, 411. Harrison Burton's led about the last 5 or so laps of this race.
Still there,
it's outside in turns 3 and 4 again, and that will open it up on the bottom for Tyler Anker.
Stay high up here.
Truck's too tight to run the bottom, but even on the top side of the track in 1 and 2, it's also tight. Really, in turns 3 and 4 is the only place I'm able to run the top side without getting overly tight. But even then on exit, it's not perfect.
On the outside now.
You can see Anker now getting the run off the corner once again. With this great battle going on, 411th right now. Good clean one, but it's definitely a hard fought one at that. Kind of allowing the 10th place truck of Clay Greenfield to get out of the way as I kind of put myself into the wall trying to clear Anker with the slide job. That wasn't a very smart move whatsoever by me. Now we push up the racetrack here in 3 and 4 once again, and that's again going to allow Anker to get on by us. Anker came into this race 11 points behind the cutoff line. Caution is out for the first time here tonight, and we will have some takers from 22nd on back at the tail end of the lead lap here. We get our first caution of the race, so this is definitely going to be an interesting one here. We're going to stay out along with the rest of these guys. I think it's too early to use our first set of tires in this one, so we are going to stay out of the pits, restart in the 12th position. Although this truck is super tight, I just don't feel like we should pit right now. We don't have to take tires every time we pit, but you might as well when you're down there. This track uses quite a bit of tire wear, not the worst track as far as tire wear in the series, but it is one of the worst.
Still there.
Here at Las Vegas, so green flag back in the air. Running the outside here, a heck of a restart. We were up to 8th place at one point very early in the race off the start. We're having a heck of a run here to get up to 5th. Sorry, up to 6th. Into turns 3 and 4 now. Harrison Burton going to lead the first lap following the restart. And we go from 12th to 6th on the restart, so despite being on the outside, we made a heck of a move to really put us in a decent position here. Down to the top side in turns 1 and 2 once again. Trying to make some room on these guys. Now down to the bottom as we're going to take it 3 wide, getting very risky here. Into turns 3 and 4. Chastain kind of got out of the gas into the corner. He went to follow in line right behind me. So we're going to clear Chastain and we're up to 5th now. Highest position we've been in this race as we are 21 laps in. So even with staying out of the pits, just having a good restart of our own here is seemingly kind of helping us out.
Careful, still there.
Look at this run on the top side of the racetrack.
Careful, still there.
Look at how close to the wall we are right there. Really going to get the run now off of turn number 2. We're going to take it 3 wide now down the backstretch. 3 wide for second going into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get a little tight. It's going to be 4 wide as Friesen makes another gutsy move down to the bottom. Oh, slight contact now between Crafton and Rhodes. Teammates up to turn 4. I think Crafton got a little out of shape there. Ended up into the side of me, but we're going to keep it going. It was only minimal contact. Stuart Friesen looking like the fastest truck in the field early in this one as he goes to the bottom and takes the race lead away from Harrison Burton.
Still there. Still there.
Another run so far as we try to side draft off of Burton here through the trioval.
Careful, still there.
In a battle for 3rd. And we got around him to the middle of 1 and 2 as we cleared him.
You're all clear off the
Now
bottom.
Brett Moffitt trying to run down Stuart Friesen. Top 3 all right here within a half second of each other. Now to the top side in turns
Careful, still there.
3 and 4 to try and get around Brett Moffitt. Look at us pushing up the racetrack and slightly into the wall. Exactly what I wanted there. In turns 1 and 2, back to the top side of the track once again. Got to keep these guys within striking distance. Stuart Friesen currently the race leader. Slightly into the wall once again in turns 1 and 2. Don't think running the top side of the track is really panning out for me right now. Don't think this truck's running very well up here to start this race. It's usually the more preferred line, especially mile-and-a-half racetracks on my behalf. No matter what series I'm in, but it just doesn't seem to be working here tonight. Might have to stick the run in the middle as much as possible. At least it's off the bottom. Not the fastest line, but this truck is just a little too tight, at least right now. Maybe we'll try going back to the top side of the track again. Again, just too tight on the bottom. Haven't ran well all race weekend long. box right in turns 3 and 4. I think I can possibly push it full throttle. I was able to my qualifying lap, and with more grip here, had to get out of the gas before I put it in the wall again in 1 and 2. It's just not sticking up on that part of the racetrack. Really just trying to get by Moffitt right now. Full throttle again in 3 and 4, and had to get out of the gas late on the exit, which is just killing the straightaway speed in this truck. We've not caught lap traffic at all yet today, despite the fact that we are 30 laps into this one. We have had one caution early on. And maybe if I can get to the clean air, this truck will handle a little better, but in traffic, it is just way too tight. Getting the truck to turn fine, getting into the corner, is just from middle off. From middle and exit off. I mean, it is just super tight. Still a decent ways to go in this one, especially with not pitting yet. Freezing back to the top side of the track now, as we're going to run the middle to the top through. And it is just way too tight on the bottom, but that could be the passing line, especially to get around Brett Moffitt for second right here. Oh, as we kind of touch the apron and slide up. And the one time it seemed like we were going to be able to get around Moffitt, we kind of made a mistake of our own that time. And it wasn't really the truck's fault. Out of the inside of Moffitt. Can we complete the pass in turns 1 and 2? Yes, we do. That right front tire is starting to get really worn out now, but we're running some good lap times. Can we catch up to Scoop Friesen and take the lead before green flag pit stops come up here in the next couple of laps? Friesen leads. Ben Rhodes in second right now. 18% tire wear left on that right front tire. We gained quite a bit of time in turns 1 and 2 there, running the middle versus Friesen running the bottom. If we move up to the top here, no, we will not. We're going to run the middle again here in turns 3 and 4. Closing in on him even more. Friesen even off the bottom of the track, pretty good on the exit.
You're gonna blow a tire, dude.
To the top side of the track again in 1 and 2, trying to get the straightaway speed down the backstretch. Now into turns 3 and 4, he blocks on the top side of the track. We're going to run the top again. A little bit of a move, a hesitant one at that, sliding almost into the side of the 52 truck, side drafting off of him. Friesen leads the lap. 100 laps to go in the race now. Side by side for the lead into turns 1 and 2.
Car there on the outside.
Our truck just does not handle well on the bottom, but can we clear him off of turn 2? No, we cannot. We are the race leader at the time of the caution, though. So we have our second caution of the race. Right now, as we get our second yellow, we'll see just how this will come about. So second caution of the race, it will be a 4-tire pit stop, so we are going to lead our first laps of this one. We're going to loosen it up with a wedge adjustment here, 1 turn around to the left. We're going to come off of pit road first, so we only have led 1 lap in this one, and it was under caution. The top 5 have stayed out. Green flag back in the air here at Las Vegas, and we'll see if we can get another great restart like we have a couple times already tonight. All in the second yellow of the race here, with the green flag back in the air. We're going to take it 3 wide to the top side of the track. After loosening it up, we'll see if this will work.
Careful, still there.
To the lead, off of turn 4, the 4 fresh Goodyear tires just going to prevail. We'll see now if we can run a little bit faster of the line than what we were earlier on. Back to the lead with 96 laps to go now here at Las Vegas. Leading our first lap under green flag in this one. Even though it was just off of a restart, we'll try to lead one more here to make it seem legitimate. Once Harrison Burton gets up to third, he is going to be the first truck on fresh tires behind me, even though I have just as fresh tires as he does. 95 laps to go. Very close to the wall there in turn 22. Probably don't want to run it that close. One truck that is DNF'd here in this one. It's not too bad. 94 laps to go. Truck's still a little tight, but nowhere near as bad as what it was earlier in the run. I think we're still going to run the middle in turns 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, I think we're going to run a lot closer to the top side of the track than what we were before. Second, Lefton is a non-playoff driver here as we go to the in-truck camp for the first time here tonight. Seems as if that seemed to be a pretty good adjustment to go with the adjustment there. Under the first set of pit stops in this one. And the top 5 that ended up staying out under that last caution, the only reason they had stayed out is because they had pit under the first caution. And they probably couldn't afford to take 2 sets of tires before we even reached halfway through this race. Because then around halfway they would have probably had to take in the third set. So we're only on our second set of tires here. We have only used one under the pit stops. We pit for tires 4 times in this one, so we've only done that once. So far we're managing the tires pretty well in this one. And now that Harrison Burton has gotten to second, he is closing in on the race lead. So you see him right out of the rear view mirror on the top right corner of the screen. Closing the gap here. And we might have to start running the bottom in turns 3 and 4 just to block him for the time being, which is exactly what we'll do in 3 and 4 this time. But we're going to get a little tight on exit. He's going to slide under us, and Harrison Burton now has just taken the lead at Las Vegas in the Truck Series. 90 laps to go. We have our 5th lead change of the race. Burton has already led in this one. We've had 4 different leaders so far. On the outside in turn 22, slightly going to catch right back up to him again. Now we're going to move to the hood cam for the first time here tonight. Dylan Lupton in second, at least for the time being. Or sorry, in third for the time being, trying to battle him for second. So both run the top side there for turns 1 and 2. He does run a little higher than I do. Going to carry that much more straightaway speed here into turns 3 and 4. Both of us running the top though. He's going to have to come off the top if he's going to want to pass me. Well, now he's going to peek to the outside here.
You're clear.
But again, going to be able to have the advantage and at least pick the top side once again here in turns 1 and 2. Keeping at bay behind me. Ross Chastain is now closing in on us, and this is about to be a 3-truck race for second between Ben Rhodes, Dylan Lupton, and Ross Chastain. When will Lupton come off the top side and try to make a pass for the lead here? He hasn't done it yet. I expect him to do it here very soon. Chastain going to peek to the inside of him now. Now Ross Chastain tries to make a move. They're still side by side for third behind me, which is exactly what I want to see if I'm going to try to want to get away from him. Going to run the middle through 3 and 4 now. A little tight off exit.
All right, you're clear there.
Able to keep both Lupton and Chastain behind me, at least for the moment. And now Lupton looking to the outside. He gets a heck of a run off of turn 4 with us running the middle and him still on the top. Now into turns 1 and 2. We're able to slide back in front of Lupton. And now here comes Chastain on the bottom. He's not quite going to get there yet.
Got a Carlo now.
Back to the middle in 3 and 4. Chastain on the bottom of the racetrack. Lupton on the very top. Lupton not going to get to us though. Chastain will. And Ross Chastain will clear for the start-finish line. Chastain is now up to second. Once again here in this race at Las Vegas. Go back to the top side of the track again. Lupton having fits trying to get around Ben Rhodes right now. And a great battle for second going on as Chastain is not quite able to get away yet. Staying right on his right rear corner panels. We run the middle that time. The wedge adjustment seems to be the way to go because I was struggling back in 12th earlier in the race just trying to hold on to position, and now we are able to run with these lead dogs on the same set of tires. Not quite as fast as the race leader Harrison Burton right now, but we are definitely keeping pace with the second place truck of Ross Chastain. Exactly what I want to see, especially earlier in the run. The truck would come in later in the run. We go to the bottom now in turns 3 and 4 as Chastain picked the top side. Didn't want to run right on in behind him. That's going to allow Lupton to close in on us here because we could not seal the deal and get around Chastain that time. Chastain back to the top. We'll run the middle here in 1 and 2. Lupton actually ran the turn 2 side by side for second. Chastain, another non-playoff driver, despite being a championship favorite coming into the season. Still side by side through 3 and 4 for second, and all this battling between second through fourth is going to allow Stuart Friesen to get in the mix.
Careful,
back into 1 and 2 again on the bottom of the racetrack as we slide up.
Inside.
Lupton still doesn't have any room to go on in here between us, and we are still side by side for second. Can't quite clear the 45 truck of Ross Chastain. Harrison Burton has just caught up the lap traffic. 3 wide now back behind him for third. Out of the rear view mirror, look at that battle going on. Stuart Friesen working his way back into this one. We're going to pick the top side here to try and get around the lap traffic. Friesen peeking to the inside. Not going to get there. We use the lap truck as a pit. Friesen is able to get up to third though. And now the 22 truck picks the same line we just did. That's going to cost us time, and now Friesen's going to get on by. Stuart Friesen up to second. And unfortunately, we lose the position, and now this lap truck's going to get in the way of both of us. Lassard pulls up into the way. There's contact as we about run into the back of him. In fact, we did run into the back of him. That gets our truck upset, and he's in our way again. Contact now with the front end of Lupton. Trying to get out of everybody's way as the lap truck of Raphael Lassard was getting in our way. We're finally able to get around him, but we've lost second and third position as we fall back to fourth. Still about 7 truck lengths ahead of Chastain, but we're about 4 behind Lupton. Hopefully that doesn't damage the speed of the truck, though, running into the back of Lassard there. The closing rate is just way too much. We did not get through the lap traffic well at all that time. It goes to show losing 2 spots here on the racetrack. Natalie Decker, just ever so close to the wall. We're going to go down to the apron here to get around Decker. Through the trial. It's going to cut the track, and it's going to allow us to close in on Lupton here down through the trioval. Lupton running the top side of the track once again. We're going to try to stay in his draft a little bit here. We ran the middle that time, but down to the top side in turns 3 and 4. Trying to just run him back down once again. Taylor Deegan just in front of us. We'll get on by her. On the top side of the track, trying to catch up to Lupton. Great racing so far here at Vegas in the third race of the playoffs of the Truck Series. Now Lupton caught behind lap track of Joe Nemechek, and we're going to get on by him for third on the bottom in 3 and 4. So we have back up to the third position. Harrison Burton has a 2.5 second lead over us, and about a 2/3 of a second lead over Friesen. To the top in turns 1 and 2. Lupton closing right back on up into a back bumper again, but he's not going to quite get to a corner panel. Great speed down the back stretch here. Have to run the bottom. A late decision to go there.
You're clear there.
On Travis Quaffle now. Lupton closing back in on us once again. 75 laps to go at Las Vegas. Harrison Burton win the race and automatically advances his way into the round of 6. Will somebody else be able to pull off the victory here tonight? Harrison Burton and Friesen caught up by the traffic there. Just in front of him is Friesen. Going to close right up to the back bumper now of Burton. Back to the top side here in turns 1 and 2 once again. And ever so close to the wall.
You're all clear on the bottom, man.
We'll lose off the turn 2 there. Save the gas though. Keep the momentum rolling down the back stretch. We're going to try a little bit of pit strategy here. We're going to try to short pit this one. At least on this stop, to try and get the track position to get back out ahead of the 2 leaders who are just less than 2 seconds ahead of us with 73 laps to go.
Still there?
We'll try to gain at least a little bit of time on them with the 4 fresh tires under the next pit stop. Friesen down to the bottom now. Side by side for the lead between Stuart Friesen and Harrison Burton. A little bit late on the brakes there, but we're going to get on into pit road pretty fine. 48 miles an hour. Perfect entry onto pit road here as we are going to take a 4-tire stop. 3/4 of a tank of fuel will be enough to fill it up. We can run 48 laps in a full tank here at Las Vegas. .6 pit stop, pretty fast here in the Truck Series, even with repairing just a little bit of damage as well. We're going to take it right back on up to the racing surface here.
Still there.
Currently 1 lap down, but again, the leaders will still have to pit.
Still there. All clear.
We do have 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field right now. There's 71 to go. We're back up to speed. And now it's time to run as quick of lap times as possible and close the gap before the rest of the drivers come onto pit road. Hopefully a caution does not come out for the 3rd time tonight in the process and in the middle of these green flag pit stops. And we have a truck blowing up in front of us here, so that will actually bring out the yellow. And we are caught a lap down with 70 laps to go as we get our third caution of the race. And that throws off the strategy big time as we pitted literally just a lap too early. That's a bummer. We can stay out of the pits and take the wave around if everybody pits on the lead lap. Problem is, as of right now, Grant Enfinger is going to stay out of the pits. That is going to hurt us big time here if he does. Nope, he ended up pitting. So thankfully we take the wave around. Problem is, we're going to start at the rear of the field on this restart, and here we go. Green flag is going to be back in the air here at Las Vegas with 66 laps to go.
Still there. Still there.
Everybody
inside.
still has 2 sets of tires that they can use. Just brushed the wall off of turn number 2, but we're all fine here for the time being.
Still there. Clear low, clear low.
Down to the apron now through the trial. We're trying to gain as much time as possible. 20 trucks on the lead lap.
Still there.
We're freezing in the race lead.
Careful. Still there. Careful. Still there.
And now Brett Moffitt down for the race lead. Moffitt leads the lap, taking it away from Skip Racing.
You got room. You're clear.
The top in 1 and 2, that's not going to work that time. Caught up in lap, well, not really lap traffic, but caught up in the traffic here in the middle of the field. The trucks that are slower than me right now. Definitely cost me quite a bit of time. Caution just came at the most inopportune time there a little bit ago.
Careful.
Had us restart at the rear of the field, but luckily we were able to take the wave around with everybody pitting that was on the lead lap still.
Still there.
Definitely did cost us.
Stay low, stay low. Careful, still there. Careful, still there. Alright, you're clear there.
Down to the bottom to get around Mike Snyder there. We're up into the 15th position now, trying to drive through the rear of this field back to the front. To the bottom in turns 3 and 4, trying to get somewhat of a draft here off of Todd Gillen, who was right in front of us. That's probably not going to happen though. With 61 laps to go. It's going to be a very interesting race to the finish nevertheless, to decide who will be the 6 drivers to enter the round of 6 in the playoffs to kick off at Talladega in the next race. First 2 races have been pretty fun in the postseason so far at Bristol, and then the road course race in the last race at Canadian Tire. Now at Vegas here, just trying to get every source of advantage that we can running the top side of the racetrack. Moffitt and Friesen having a great battle for the race lead right now, trading the spots back and forth. Now to the middle here to try and get around Todd Gilliland. This is the battle for 14th. Huge wad of trucks there just ahead of us as we're going to try and clear Gilliland before we get in the corner we do. And that'll free us up here to run the top again. Those 4 trucks racing way up there, we can easily catch them. Anthony Alfredo just ahead of us in 13th.
Still there.
Tyler Dipple having a decent run in the 12th position right now. He came in 7 points above Matt Crafton for the final spot on points here in the playoffs to advance to the next round. We just tried to close the gap on him once again here.
Careful. Still there.
Out of the top side in turns 1 and 2 here as we're going to get alongside Dipple. And we should have the straightaway speed to beat him in a drag race here down the back stretch, which we do entering into turns 3 and 4. Now with these 4 trucks ahead of us racing, it's going to make it a 5-truck battle here. And with that, it'll be a 5-truck battle for the 8th position. Probably shouldn't have done that. Got really tight and into the wall there.
Car outside.
We're going to lose a position because of it.
Got one up top.
We weren't even close enough to get around Sheldon Creed, so I'm not, in hindsight even, I'm not entirely sure why I just ran to the bottom trying to make the slide job move that didn't work out at all. Now we got to go back to the top to get around Dipple again.
Still there. Got a car high now. All right.
To the bottom, and we are going to get around Dipple in turns 1 and 2. We're right back into the 12th position once again. Go back to the top side of the track. The 4 trucks ahead of us, right after I hit the wall and lost a couple seconds of ground, we are going to catch back up to him again. But he's not running nearly as quick of lap times as we were a little bit ago, and it might be due to the damage that we just picked up on the right side of the truck. We're definitely going to have to repair that damage before we come into the pits, or when we come into the pits for the 3rd time. Whenever that may be. Down in the middle once again. Creed moves to the bottom. We have a ton of ground on him here, and we're going to get the straightaway speed to get alongside of him. As we go to the bottom side of the racetrack, we're going to clear him before we even get into turns 3 and 4, so that is perfect. And down to the middle. Once again here, and we'll try to catch Jordan Anderson to reach into the top 10 once again here today. Again, first of 2 races of a doubleheader in the Truck Series. Both races will be in the Truck Series, and they are both in the playoffs, just like we had yesterday. He's going to choose the inside to try and get around Anderson. He made a late move to the bottom, and that is going to kind of slow our momentum up here. But we're going to go to the apron now to try and get around him for 10.
Got one up top.
It's bouncing around down there, but it's going to help us get to the inside as we cut the track there to the bottom in 1 and 2. And we have just cleared Jordan Anderson to move into 10th. For the first time in about 20 to 30 laps, we are back in the top 10. We have led some laps in this race, a couple handful of laps. I have to say we're the third quickest truck on the racetrack. Behind both Brett Moffitt and Stuart Friesen. Maybe you can argue we're the fourth best truck on the track, and that Harrison Burton is even faster than us as well. Another truck who has won laps in this one. 48 laps to go, still 2 sets of tires that we can use in the pits whenever that may be. And whenever that can open up.
Stay high up here.
Austin Hill moves to the bottom. We'll go to the middle in 3 and 4 to try and get around him. We should have the speed here through the tri-oval over him. We cut back down to the bottom. And we're going to get alongside of him here to the line, trying to side draft.
Hold the line. Got one outside now.
The turns 1 and 2. We're going to clear Austin Hill, move into the 9th position now. We're catching lap traffic here. The leaders have already been in lap traffic for a little bit, and that will be a caution for the 4th time here tonight. So we are currently in the 9th position. And that will stack everybody back up once again here, as we are going to take 4 fresh tires once again for yet another pit stop. 47 laps to go. We can make it on fuel to the end from here. I'm not entirely sure the tires will last, at least on our truck, the way we've been running. But worst case scenario, if we get another caution beyond that point, I know I am definitely going to pit. So we're going to lose a spot on pit road that time.
You're coming to the green. Are you ready now?
Here we go. Green flag back in the air at Las Vegas. Went into the pits in 9th, came out in 10th, so we did lose a spot, but the green flag is back in the air now. 43 laps to go. 43 to go.
Careful.
Here at Las Vegas. Right on in behind Ross Chastain as he kind of stacks us up a little bit. He gets a little loose now.
Still there.
We'll get around him. It's a decent restart, but not as good as what we have had at times in this one. Back to the top side here in turns 3 and 4 once again.
Still there inside.
To get alongside of Clay Greenfield for position. And that'll actually allow Sheldon Creed to get underneath us. What a battle for the lead going on up there right now. Trying to steer clear of Sheldon Creed. And we will. We're up to 9th. Up to 9th once again. Creed back down to the bottom here.
Hold your line. Got one inside.
But again, we clear him off of turn number 4 through the tri-oval, carrying a ton of speed now. To the middle. We were going to run the top. And Clay Greenfield kind of took the line away from us, but we come up side by side now for 8th. And now rolling in through the middle in 3 and 4 once again. Yeah, he's taking our line away on the top, and we're not able to really get to him from where we're at.
Just posted your fastest lap ever. That's all.
Just posted our fastest lap ever here at Las Vegas, so that goes to show how fast we are currently running on the racetrack. The competition has just gotten that much faster. Dylan Lupton has just taken the race lead now. Let's go to the bottom once again. Clint Greenfield kind of gets in the way, and that's going to allow us to get a little tight off of turn 4. And that's going to cost us a little bit of time. 39 laps to go. Back to the top side in 1 and 2 once again.
Inside. All clear.
To the middle in 3 and 4 right now. Really lost where we were at on the track. We're still in 9th. The Clay Greenfield just ahead of us now. 37 laps to go. Just over a second behind those guys. Staying on the top side of the track as we go back to the middle again. He's going to carry a lot of speed through the trioval to try and get back around us, like he was earlier in the race. And turns 3 and 4 again. Very close to the wall.
Bottom clear.
That time through. We do run the green flag to the end of this one though. 34 laps to go. Caution does come out. We have another set of tires that we can choose to pit with. And I think I will definitely use them if given the opportunity. Not going to pit under green, but again, we get the caution, and now Chastain will go to the bottom. He'll come up alongside of us here. We're side by side for 9th, and he is going to clear us. So 9 laps to go. We're back to 10th once again, and back to the top side of the track here. And maybe we can carry some straightaway speed to get back around him. Oh, ever so close to the wall there. Really using all the racetrack. We go to the bottom.
Stay at the bottom.
Trying to close the gap on him once again. 32 to go. Into the middle. To the middle again. We're side by side. Turn 4 for a slight movement. We're not going to be able to clear him. Chastain will get the straightaway speed once again. Or at least the speed down the front straight. The trioval, it's not really that straight. It's on the front portion of the racetrack. And a little bit higher than the line in 1 and 2 then, and that's going to carry just a tad more speed. And into turns 3 and 4 now, and now down to the bottom, a late move there as Chastain is staying true to the top line. You're definitely racing him hard. I'm just not sure if we can get there. It's looking tough for the sake as if we can end up getting the win to sweep the first round of the playoffs. And again, he chooses the top, forces us to go to the bottom. A late decision in which going to the bottom. "29 laps to go." In this amount of time, just trying to get around 9th place, Ross Chastain is really costing us a lot of time here.
Careful, still there.
But now we get back to the inside. Side draft in here, entering into turns 3 and 4, down to the bottom of the racetrack. We're going to clear Chastain and move up into the 9th position finally here. With 28 laps to go, we are in 9th. Once again on this run. It's a matter of just trying to catch the rest of these guys. Brett Moffitt has just taken the race lead away from Stuart Friesen here in the midst of the lap traffic. Could be good for us, just trying to gain every source of momentum possible. Friesen is the fastest truck on the field, and now he's currently in 2nd. .4 of a second that time, that last lap on Tyler Ankrum, who was in 8th place just in front of us here. Majority of the playoff drivers having a really good run today, if not all of them. 2 trucks are out of this race. And we have a 3rd truck that was blowing up just now, but he had made it to pit road with 26 laps to go, so we will stay green. Blake Greenfield almost getting into the side of the truck, and I believe it was a lap truck. So it's the first of the lap traffic we are going to catch here in the middle portion of the top 10. From getting caught up by the lap truck now. We get by him in like the perfect time. On the bottom through the tri-oval, and now here in turns 1 and 2, running a lot higher of a line than Ankrum is. We're going to carry a ton of speed down the backstretch now.
Hold your line, stay high.
And just like this, Tyler Ankrum moves back a spot. Ben Rhodes will move up a spot. We are in 8th. And a lot more heavier lap traffic coming our way in the next couple of laps. And as Friesen just took the lead away a few laps ago, he will now lose it once again as Ben Rhodes will become the current race leader. And it will be official at the start-finish line this time. We are going to clear, meanwhile, Austin Hill in the 16 truck for the 7th position. Blake Greenfield having a pretty good run randomly here in the 68 truck. We're going to get to his inside now, into turns 1 and 2. Battle for 6th. Can we slide in front of him? We do. A nice slide job here by Ben Rhodes. 2 spots in 2 laps. He's up to 6th. Harrison Burton still a 1.5 seconds ahead of him. You're arguably faster than him. He's just gotten around Travis Clawfuls. We run the middle in 3 and 4. We are running the leaders down.
Caution.
Late in this one, and the caution will come out. Brett Moffitt is going to pit from the lead with 22 laps to go. And I believe we are going to pit as well here. .21 trucks on the lead lap. Natalie Decker will get the free pass in 22nd. But we're going to take 4 fresh tires. We have them. We're going to use them. And a little bit of a strategy call. Why not? We're in the middle. We were in 6th when the time of the caution came out. So 2 trucks pitted here. Brett Moffitt and Ben Rhodes. Who will win the race? It'll likely come down between the 2 of us if we get through the packing time. Great flag in the air here at Las Vegas. 19 laps to go to decide who will make the round of 6. in the cutoff race here in the round of 8.
You got room. You're clear.
Running the top side of the racetrack here. Great run off of turn 2. Have to get out of the gas. So much of a closing rate on these guys on older tires. Even if we're not even back up to speed yet. Look at the run going out through the middle in turns 3 and 4. Now down to the apron to try and get around these guys. At the line this time, 18 laps to go. Getting very aggressive on the racetrack now.
Outside.
Into the middle in turns 1 and 2. We're going to get around these guys pretty quickly now.
All right, you're clear then. Outside.
Up to 4th.
All clear.
And back to the middle again. They were going to choose the outside. Teammate Matt Crafton was there though. Can we clear Crafton? Yes we do. Up to 3rd. Stuart Friesen, the race leader on older tires. We're closing in on him. Now to 2nd, entering turns 1 and 2 with 17 laps to go. But where is Ben Rhodes? Or sorry, where is Brett Moffitt? Rhodes and Moffitt, the only 2 trucks on 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field. And Rhodes has just taken the lead. It'll be official at the line this time as we run the middle again. Another lead change at the line. Rhodes leads for the 3rd time here tonight. And for the first time in a while, 16 laps to go, we have a lead change. Can he run away with it now, or will Brett Moffitt close in on him and eventually take back the race lead? It'll be very interesting to see. Back to the middle in 3 and 4 once again. We will have 15 laps to go to the line this time. We'll go back to the in-truck cam once again here. Boy howdy, this is going to be a good one. Who would have thought we could have won this race still? Looking for win number 12 on the season here in the Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Sure, Moffitt's going to take a little bit more time getting through the traffic than what I did. I just had a better restart. It seemed like there was more open room on the top side of the track versus the bottom. Moffitt up to 5th now, but he's 4 seconds off the race lead. And he's still got 3 more trucks in between us. We just got to run a consistent line and just hope for the best. Will we catch lap traffic again before the end of this race? We very well could. Moffitt trying to lock his way into the next round. He could still get in on points. As coming into this race, I'm pretty sure a 2nd place finish he would definitely be able to get in. For the win just to be safe. With no stage points here and only going off points for the finish, I'm pretty sure he is going to be in the playoffs. But he's got to be careful that we don't race too aggressively and he ends up wrecking his truck this late in the race. Moffitt battling Friesen down for 2nd. About 3.5 seconds off the race lead. We'll have the dirty air still, so at least we'll have the clean air being in the race lead. But Moffitt is up to 2nd, 3.5 seconds back. He has a faster truck than me. Can he catch me? Despite the fact we are on the same set of tires. Or will the clean air help me out just enough to get to the finish here with 11 laps to go? Oh, we kind of kissed the wall. That's going to cost us a little bit of time again. It's definitely not what I wanted. That costed us about a half second in turns 1 and 2. And at that rate, he'll catch us a ton here as we run back to the middle. In 3 and 4, almost a little leery of trying to run up against the wall, despite the fact it's the quickest line, and it's our fastest line as well. When we run out there, but it takes the risk away of possibly hitting the wall and costing us even more time. And I'm sure Moffitt's running the top right now too, just trying to gain as much time as possible. Seemingly we're going to catch the lap traffic here very shortly. He's 2.5 seconds off the lead with 9 laps to go. We are going to set ourselves up for a spectacular finish here. We run the middle through 1 and 2. Who will get through the lap traffic better and win this race? Because once I catch up to that dirty air, we're going to be on even trucks to the finish. It's just a matter of getting through the traffic. It is 2.3, the difference between first and second, with 8 to go. Austin Wayne Self pulls up in front. I expected that, so I was able to get to the bottom off of turn 2 and get around him pretty easy. That puts one truck now in between the 2 leaders. That's another truck he's going to have to pass. The lead is now down to 2 seconds, and now that we're in the dirtier air, he is closing in a lot more on us.
All right, you're clear.
I'm sure he wants the 5 playoff points as well for winning this race, even if he is going to play his way into the next round regardless. Now we got to get to the outside. It's going to cost us a little bit of time again.
You got room. You're clear.
Trying to get around Travis Quaffle there through the tri-oval. Was not expecting him to take up the bottom there. They had to pass him the hard way and out to the bottom in 1 and 2. And in the middle on 3 and 4.
To go. There's time by.
5 laps to go here at Vegas. Just racing this one in the nighttime, the tires don't wear out as much as what they would in the daytime. Especially at this racetrack. As bumpy as it is.
Stay low. Clear high, bud.
A 2.5 second lead with 4 laps to go. It just took him a little bit more time to get through the traffic than I did.
You got room. You're clear there.
And that seemingly was just enough to cost him a chance at the win. The line this time, 3 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Hopefully we stay green to the finish at this point. Because if we get a caution for the 6th time tonight and go to overtime, we might have a different story on who wins this race. Moffett on our last set of tires here, but maybe that'll allow other guys like Stuart Freeze and I back to take 4 fresh tires, knowing that only the top 2 can't pit. 2 laps to go now. Moffett has closed the lead down to less than 2 seconds, but it's going to be too little too late unless we get a caution in the next half lap. White flag, 1 lap to go here in the first round of the playoffs.
Careful, still there.
Matt Crafton in 5th. He came into this race -7 below the cut line on Tyler Ankrum. And now he's up to 4th. That's another vital point late in this race. To the bottom in turns 3 and 4. We're going to come off of turn 4. Checkered flag is going to be in the air for Ben Rhodes. As a caution comes out before we get to the start-finish line. And there we are as we got there anyway. 6 cautions in the race. Checkered flag will wave to put an end to the first round of the playoffs as we get win number 12 on the season. And a first round sweep in the playoffs. Pretty big win there. 15 playoff points in this round alone with the 3 wins. Getting the sweep, and that 4th place finish for Matt Crafton will be just enough to get him into the round of 6. So we do have half of the field out of the reigning championship contenders being Thor Motorsport drivers and Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton, and Ben Rhodes. So that's good. Tyler Dipple, first driver to miss the cut line by only 2 points on Matt Crafton. And Tyler Ankern finishes at minus 12. Here we are in victory lane here in the world of Westgate 200 at Las Vegas. So we will check the standings now for the round of 6 to come, as a first race will be coming at Talladega. And that could shake up the standings ever so much. Especially if we get a winner outside the cut line. If you win and you're in the final 6 at this point, you will make the championship 4 race in Miami. We look at the standings. There we are. So the number 1 seed going into the round of 6 is going to be Ben Rhodes, 68 points above the cut line with 75 playoff points on the season, the regular season champion as well. And Brett Moffitt is going to be plus 8 above the cut line with 15 playoff points, 13 playoff points for Harrison Burton. He will be seed number 3, and Matt Crafton will be the 4th seed and the last driver above the cut line going into the round of 6 with 11 playoff points. And even the 5th and 6th place drivers have a decent amount of playoff points. They both have 7, and that will be the 5th and 6th seed entering the round of 6 of Grant Enfinger and Austin Hill. That will be it for this one, and we'll see you guys in the next video at Talladega.